to meet Mr. Tun Way from Futuremade Studio. Hello, Mr. Tun Way.
My pleasure.
So I have a few very basic questions to ask you. First one is that can you tell us a little bit on how you get started on this brand? What is your background?
Okay, so Futuremade Studio actually is a very long story. I started this brand as a fun project. Precisely, it's FYP, final year project at university. So that's how long the brand it is lah. I remember like we are having like exhibition for our FYP, and then teacher asks us to create a brand for yourself or anything lah. Then I took a lot of inspiration from movie because during the time I watched a lot of movie, and then I loved the movie Back to the Future. Then from that movie name, because during that time everyone is talking about the future, like what's your future ambition, what's your work like. So, and we actually I actually took the inspiration from there, the movie itself, and then I like spin off lah, become like Futuremade. Then the word itself is also like very controversial for me. One is like future tense, another one is past tense, future and made. So it's kind of like grow with me lah. Then yeah, like everything itself is just happen. So the brand itself is very I would say expressive at the moment because I'm not coming from a fashion design background or any financial backup. So I learned along the way lah. So the brand actually has slowly became we developed our style. It took several years for us to develop a style like this. If you can look back our very first or second collection, it looked nothing like this. Yeah. So then I went to work in KL, which is Masses. It's a streetwear lifestyle magazine / website. Then I learned a lot from there lah. Then then from that on, I started to learn how to actually run a brand, a business. Then from that onwards, I only consider myself like officially like start my own clothing brand. Before that, it was like a fun project.
So while you were working at Masses, is it?
Yes.
That time you are still doing part-time of this Futuremade.
Yes, I'm glad enough. My boss, which is the Bota guy just now, he's kind enough for me to do my own project, and then we started to work together, and somehow I think it's time for me to pursue my dream. So I left the job, and then from that on, I'm on my own.
When was it when you left the job and you set up the shop here? By the way, is this your first?
Yeah, this is my
shop?
first and only shop in the entire world lah. But across the country, we have a few. Not across the country, outside of Malaysia, we have a few stockists that carry our stuff.
I saw you have somewhere in Taipei.
Yeah. So because I speak Mandarin in my video, so most of my audience is at like Chinese audience.
Where do you get your inspiration when you are doing all this design? Or where do you get the inspiration from for all your clothing or your shoes, for example?
Yeah, so as you can see, our style is more to like minimal and playful. Although there's very minimal graphic on it, but we have a mascot. It's called Maurice. So the little man, that 2D one you can see, actually is everywhere in the shop. The shoebox, even the dog over there is like in the shop, but you won't realize it. So Maurice is a character that we created, so that our every collection is like a travel with Maurice. So we will travel, even like we can even time travel to certain era, certain event, so we can explore the theme and then the design language at that era, and then from there we took the inspiration from them.
So it's like you are creating a connection between your buyer also like your customer is like traveling together with
Yes. It's like a community journey with my audience. So like let's say the watch event that we are doing today. Actually, me myself, I love vintage watch. I believe most of my audience as well. But the problem of vintage watch is you love it, but you don't know where to get it.
Correct, exactly.
So this event we actually joined the venture with another guy. His name is Rocketeer Jeremy. He's a watch broker, vintage watch broker. And then we curated a certain watch, and then this became a channel, a bridge to fill in the gap between our audience and vintage watch.
Nice. Oh, by the way, where do you study? Do you mind sharing?
Oh, I study in Utah, Kampa. I took advertising course. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing now.
But thankfully for the final year project that you started.
Yes. A lot of people, they actually say, oh, study is useless. You don't need to go. You don't need cert to work in nowadays. But for me, study is more like an environment for you to trial and error. Because in your lifetime, the only time you can up and like up and get back up is when you study.
Correct, exactly.
Because after you work, like after you get into the society, you realize that the chances you not the chances, the ability to lose is very, how should I put it?
The stake is higher, is it?
Yeah, the stake is higher, yes. Especially when you got family, you got mortgage, this kind of thing, commitment, everything.
From the shop itself and from how the vintage watch event, I know you like more vintage inspired stuff. So maybe can you tell us a little bit your own personal style of your watch or your cars, for example?
Yeah, I mean like I kind of into different kind of thing. Like I like surfing, I like bicycling. I mean like mountain biking, and then I also love cars and watches. So for particular car and watches, I tend to like older design. So I even my car, I will try to get an old car, and then I will refurbish and restore it. This is how I mean like some people will say I'm crazy lah, because for people my age, usually they will prefer new stuff, and then I think it's not their fault also, because everyone is being educated by like not buying new stuff instead of repairing.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of good stuff from back then. Actually, the quality is damn good. Just that it lacks of maintenance. It needs some cares, and then our job, not our job lah. So our vision is to hunt and look for those like good stuff that which people haven't realized yet. So, for example, that car, I think it's a very potential car. I will like refurbish it and add on my taste, and then everything, just make it look new but original.
But I have the feeling that to be able to do something like that, you need to enjoy the process also, ma.
Yes, definitely. You have to love it from the bottom of your heart.
Correct. The next one I have is that I'm quite curious on how do you manage your time, because I know you have a YouTube channel, then you have a business to run, you have all different collaborations, and I think you just got married.
Yeah.
So I want to know, how do you manage your time between all of this?
First of all, get your wife on board. so my wife is working with us. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing, But the good thing is I get to spend a lot of time with her. But the bad thing is the downside is it's mostly work stuff. So after work, it's very hard for us to turn off the switch. Sometimes we will like chilling at the living room, but we still talk about work stuff. But to juggle all those stuff in between, I mean like, I don't know how I did it as well. But I started everything from doing by myself, in regards of YouTube or the brand. So recently, I had this mindset of like having team for my clothing brand. So that's why I opened a store, and then having more team members. So even though I am away, I am not. I'm doing my YouTube video. The show is still going on.
What is your biggest challenge that you face so far?
So to continue the topic from just now, the team thing, it's very difficult for me to learn how to let go. I used to do everything by myself. Then I have to learn how to trust my teammate, and learn how to organize and plan things. I mean, like, this is a learning curve. I'm still learning it, to be honest. So far, right now, this is the biggest challenge I ever had.
Like, so, as I told you just now, I also just starting my own brand. I have my own watch brand, and I also started my YouTube, So what would be your advice to new 菜鸟 so called people like me?
I think your 100K is coming soon.
Hopefully.
I mean, like, advice. Okay, the interesting part about doing freelance or creative stuff like making videos, there is no absolute path. Everyone that succeed in YouTube, you ask them, they have a different formula. They have their own method. So for me, I didn't don't quote me on this. I got this from another artist. He told me it's all down to your financial planning. So no matter what you're doing creative stuff, you're doing business, you're doing like running a cafe or what F&B, it's all down to your financial planning. So if you're up with your money, I mean, like, if you don't have the money to roll, that's it, you're done.
The cash flow lah.
Yeah, the cash flow. So in order to make a business survive, to continue to pursue your YouTube dream, I think financial planning is very important. You are just free from a daytime job, but I mean, like, if you are full-time YouTuber, you are just free from daytime job, but you're not free from financial problem. Yes, correct. You're still paying your car loan, your house loan every month. So that's the reality.
The last one that I have for you today is what would be your next big move?
So as a clothing brand, we will constantly drop new stuff every season. But other than this, we try to collaborate with more creative people or unit, even though other brands such as the vintage watch. We even did a plant exhibition here before.
Plant exhibition?
Yes.
Okay.
And then so more stuff coming, such as like shoe shoe collaboration. So I'm not supposed to reveal the name, but
for sure,
shoes coming.
Nice. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much again for.
Thanks for having me.
your time. Right, thank you.
Peace out.
Hey.
Thank
you.
Okay, 你要我脱 mask 还是穿 mask？ 脱了哈。
So today I'm very happy to
We are actually filming
sorry.
video, so yeah, the preparation can do over there lah.
谢谢你。
Okay.
So yeah,
安
today
度没有？
看，这样可以剪。